It's a beautiful day, 21st of January. We don't have hardly any winds, it's just a breeze. But I did have a couple comments that talked about that my installation wasn't very safe, and knew that. I'm talking about the installation for the generator. I knew that, I just kind of got it through the point of where I could use it, and I knew the safety risks and how to circumvent it, so I did that. But I went ahead and I did install everything to make it safe, and I'll go ahead and kind of give you a rundown and some features of what I'm doing. So, got to make some name tags. I got some more of that. I got to cut a piece to go in that corner, and then I drill a hole going outside to put that receptacle on, and then this would be done with it. Because I've got one more thing. I have to move this breaker up here and this one down here. They have a device which is, it won't, once this breaker's up there, it won't let you turn on this breaker if this breaker's on. You have to have this on to turn this off. It's an intertie it's a safety thing, so you aren't back feeding over the line out to Xcel Energy and they have somebody get hurt. So it's a safety measure. But again, I got to move this up here. That I won't get for a few days, and it just, I guess it screws on here, and it's a piece of tin is what it is. So anyway, this is pretty close to being done, other than picking up my mess, but I'm through with today's work. I gotta go make a video. So that's it. See me hook up the outlet, and I'll show you when I get this thing, hooking this up, and it's ready to go. It will be ready to go. Want to go over the raceway. This right here comes from the panel, and it's exposed. Now, that there might be some controversy that this is not approved. Well, it's not subject to physical damage. There's nothing that's going to hurt it back here. I guess I could put a little wood containment around it to protect it, but I don't even really know if that's necessary. But I come from the panel into this box, and this box has, I can get it open, has the wiring, bunch of miscellaneous low voltage stuff, but it was a place where I could put these meters, because I wanted the meters to show what the loads are during the operation of the generator, because I don't want to overload it. Although has a breaker, the wire feeding this is number 10, rated at 30 amps, and the 30 amp at the generator is a 2-pole 30 amp breaker, and the transfer switch right here is a 30 amp 2-pole breaker. So I've got ample wire size for what I've got, and even my SO cord that I'm going to install from the plug to the generator is 10-4 SJO cord, and so that is good. Anyway, I've got it in here. I wanted to splice it because I want to get the CT coils that power these. I wanted to get those in there, so I used this box which I had placed earlier. But I did have this wire mold that I had a bunch of it left over from a job, but I ran this cable directly in here, through there, over to there, over there, and you can't see it, but it goes out through the wall. Just go out. So this side goes to this plug. This plug has a It's a 30 amp 4-wire twist lock that is part of the generator cord. We'll plug into there and go to the generator, which is going to be in that building, and I'll just pull it out when I need it. Okay, I'm sitting here yapping and the camera's off, but here is the box. I need to get a ground lug or a ground bus, low ground bus, because I got too many ground wires in here. But these 3 wires plus this ground will go out to the plug over there on the outside of the house, which we'll receive today. These current transformers are connected to A, B, and AB. This should be 220 in the amperage for both of them. This should be B phase, A phase. Testing the breakers. A phase, AB phase, and B phase. This is why we don't run the clothes dryer off the generator. We have a maximum of 30 amps, and see, that's pulling 20 off of A phase and 22, 23 off of B phase. So if we had any other loads, chance we could overload it. That's why we installed these. So if you can see, I did put labels on these because I didn't have them before, but they are, this is the line, this is Excel coming in, and the 2 phases. And then when we backfeed it from the generator, there's the 2 phases, the combined phases. So I can see what each phase is drawing and the combined at 240, because my pump is 240. This is what we did. This is what I did. This is an intertie, and with this, if you can see, when this breaker is on, I can't turn this breaker on. So we don't have any backfeed. If the power was out, I could turn this breaker off. This slides over and allows me to turn this breaker on. So consequently, the wire coming in backfeeds, and I get power on the load side of this generator, and it backfeeds the bus and powers this whole bus up. So that's what this interlock is. I found out one thing: you can buy them for $60 or you can buy them for $20. If you buy them for $20, hope you have a grinder out, because you're going to have to modify it a little, because it didn't work the way it was. I had to grind this right here so it would work on my circuit breaker. The procedure that you need to do when you change these is the power's off, you turn this breaker off. You go through and you turn off all the sub breakers in all the panels, kind of a pain, but you make sure those are off. You go and start your generator, let it warm up, and obviously you need to plug it in. And then what you do is, when this is off down here, this can slide over, you turn this breaker on. And that sub feeds this whole section, which in essence feeds the whole system. It also will show these lights. I've got one where I got at least the voltage. I was checking on the voltage. I haven't run this through on the generator yet. So I probably need to do that, but I was waiting for it to get a little warmer. So that's what you have to do. And then once you get this panel is energized from the generator, then you go and put on your essential loads. Now I have a water pump because we have a well. If you don't have water, you can take a shower, can't take a bath. You also can't flush the toilet because it uses water. But so that's why I put a 240 volt generator, so I can run this water pump, and I can do that and just go put on my essential loads. This one is obviously my boiler, septic system. I guess I'll show you. Here's my boiler, this double breaker here, garage lights, septic. This is attic heat upstairs, but we don't really use that. There, on the other side of this wall is a little panel on the addition that I built, and that's the office panel. But you go as you need loads, you put your boiler on, you put your septic on, you put your water on, and you check and see how that's all running up here. And then you can go ahead and add breakers as you need. You could put this C, which is, you should go over and turn that breaker off, but you have all those breakers and C panel. But you energize this, and then you go ahead and start putting your loads back on. And as you turn the breakers on, you get power back in the house. Now, you don't run the dryer, you don't run the oven. You can do like microwaves as long as you watch and pay attention. But when we had power out the other day, I mean, the heat system worked, and the water system worked, and the septic system worked, and we had lights, and everything was okay. I did overnight, I went and turned the generator off because I was just worried if something happened, wouldn't be able to. So the house sat overnight without any power, which, you know, 5 or 6 hours is not going to hurt anything. So I went ahead and did all that. And then when the power comes back on, and you don't know when the power's back on, you just kind of got to look at the neighbors and see if somebody doesn't have a generator, if their lights are on. And if you do that, you know that. So you do the same thing in reverse. You go shut all the breakers off. It's not back feeding through this breaker because it's off. And you can go let the generator, you know, just cool down, and then you can turn that off and put it up. Just to kind of give a brief summary of why I was a little upset with Xcel Power. They told us the power was going to go off at 6 o'clock in the morning and go back on at 6 o'clock at night. That's what they told us. Now I understand they can't control the wind and how long it's going to last, but wind wasn't blowing at 6 o'clock in the morning. It didn't blow till about 3 o'clock, and so all that time we went without power. Now, right now, I don't care because I got my little generator and it's safe. It's not going to kill anybody, and I can run everything I need. We might have to go out to eat. I can shower at home. I have heat in my house. I have water to my sink, and we have a boiler, which is sitting right there. So we have heat. That's a combination hot water heater too. So I have heat, hot water heater, and public service can stay out of, stay offline for, I think the generator runs with 1 tank of gas for 15 hours. And I just decided I'm gonna keep 10, 15 gallons treated fuel for the generator over the winter. And we're ready to go. I honestly appreciate the comments with people and their concerns about the safety of my system, but I think I brought everything up to where it should be and is safe for my family and myself, and the linemen out in the field are trying to fix stuff. And anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments. Please comment back if you have any questions or you need any info on this stuff. The inner tie I just ordered on Amazon. You can get it at Home Depot too, but that's a $60 one. Same way with the receptacle. I just ordered it online from Amazon. The CT's the same way. So appreciate watching. Appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. And God bless and have a good day.